What is up, YouTube? It is Doc here, Docky Style Gaming, and I am back at it again with another Godfall video for you all today. And this video is probably going to be the first in a series of videos that I have planned for the channel. And honestly, this one was supposed to come out last month, but personal stuff came in the way. So if there's some stuff that might seem a bit dated, it's because I'm posting the original video after this intro. So this is all that's new, and then the rest of the video is pretty much what I've already recorded. I just never got around to editing to actually upload last month. So again, if things seem a bit dated, it's mainly because the video was meant to come out about 3 to 4 weeks ago. But as I stated, this is going to be the first in multiple videos discussing why people are wrong about Godfall. Now, don't get me wrong, everybody is subjective to their own opinions of a game, especially if they have in fact played the game. But I've been getting a lot of traffic towards Godfall on the channel, as well as some other games, and have been getting a lot of questions and some false information in the comment section. So I was like, you know what? This is the perfect time to address a lot of that and clear up some things that people might be confused with, might not understand, or people who might even be on the fences with the game, or letting people know if this in fact is a game they want to play or not. Because as I've stated multiple times, Godfall is not for everybody. It is not your traditional looter. Now, personally, I enjoy it, but that's because I know what I was getting into when I picked up the game. But sadly, thanks to, I guess, a couple of the gaming news outlets and even a couple of the bigger deal content creators, the main perception of the game wasn't really displayed properly in any sense. I mean, honestly, if you even go and look up any of the written reviews for most of these articles or the reviews for the game, GameSpot said they only played the game for 9 hours, IGN only played the game for 8 hours, Destructoid played for 7 hours. Hell, I streamed the game for 10 hours on my PC and wasn't even done beating the campaign, and there are some of the bigger deal content creators that barely push in the double-digit hour mark in terms of playtime in Godfall, yet still felt the need to put a video out the day after the game came out. Now, I don't know about y'all, but as I've always said, I feel like you at least need a week before you can judge a looter shooter. If you personally think you can judge a looter in under 24 hours, you're crazy. I mean, all this is kind of say that Godfall, like most looters, don't get me wrong, when they first initially even get announced, Godfall got treated like most of the looters in the genre, not really given the time or day, bashed for being another looter, but if looked at and actually taken the time to play the game for longer than even a day, most people would have realized that there is an actual in-game, there's builds, there's combat system augments, skill grids, and combat abilities and techniques to unlock and explore in the game as well. Now again, if you honestly think you can rate a looter shooter in a day, this video might not be for you. This is for some of the bigger brain people in the gaming community that understand that unlocking a character, completing a campaign, focusing on a build, seeing what the end game is like, seeing if the grind loop is more engaging enough for you to come back day to day, this is who this video is for in particular. But to all the people and naysayers who will be most likely in my comment section, like I've gotten a lot saying, I wish this game launched better, I'd like for you to show me the numbers showing that this game launched bad. And I'm not talking about the reviews for the people who have played the game less than a day. We have definitely seen bad launches in games. Look at Avengers, where most every article about that game after launch was terrible, about it either losing the company monies, the player base shrinking, or things like that. I mean, Outriders, I love the game to death, but those first 2 weeks of launch were horrendous. And let's honestly not even talk about Anthem or Cyberpunk. But I personally don't remember seeing any of that with Godfall. Now again, there were some review articles that talked their talk about looters, but how exactly did the game launch in a bad state is my thing, especially on par of the other games I just listed. And hell, if we're being technical, Godfall was still the top downloaded game on the PlayStation Store last month. And that's just digital sales, number one. Number two, this game is a PlayStation 5 exclusive. Yeah, you can play it on the Epic Game Store as well, but for it to still be doing that well this many months after launch, essentially being a single console game, kinda says something. But again, nobody's gonna talk about that because it's more fun, I guess, to talk shit about looters. All this to say, if you're going to come in my comment section, feel free, let's have a normal discussion. Even if you don't like Godfall, I'm perfectly fine with that, but come in here with some facts. I don't want that sheep mentality where you just repeat something that you've heard from a game source or a channel, but you actually haven't put any time into the game. Again, anybody can bash a game, that's not hard. But put some hours into a game, and then let's have some constructive criticism, and we can discuss that in the comment section all day. But now that we got that overextended intro out of the way, let's actually get into the meat of what this video was about and what kind of spawned this video series and this video in particular. In this video, we're going to be taking a brief look at the combat system. Now, I definitely plan on making a more in-depth guide on all of the combat mechanics and gameplay in Godfall, but I at least wanted to go over some of them because I consistently see in the comment section, again, I know it's a misinterpretation and people probably haven't even played the game, or again, they may have watched it or read it somewhere, but I keep getting, this game looks like it's just a bunch of button mashing. And that is very far from the truth when it comes to Godfall. Godfall actually has a pretty decent combo and melee combat mechanic system that, again, I feel like a lot of people glossed over in most of their reviews of the game. And I mean, if we're being real, looking at most looters on the market, none of those have weapon combos. Everything's just guns. It's just you holding the triggers. I mean, look at Destiny. Or look at Borderlands. I mean, we have Warframe, Anthem, even the most recently released Outriders. That's, for the most part, the extent of your damage dealing abilities when it comes to those type of looters. And then we slide over to Godfall. We have over 100 weapons in the game with 5 different weapon types, light attacks, heavy attacks, both with their own set of combos, and depending on the weapon type that you pick, have their own set of combos as well. You have your shield attacks, you have your northern and southern technique, which I'll get into those a bit more in a different video. You have your polarity attacks, your timing attacks, and you can pair those with the more unlockable combos and abilities via your skill grid. Then you tie in the game mechanics like Soul Shatter, Breach, and Rampage, and all that is even before you even get into the banners, life stones, archon abilities, parries, sentient powers, and augments as well. So yeah, you can button mash if you want, but you aren't actually making the most of the combat mechanics in the game. Now, is it Dark Souls level crazy or intense? Nah, that's not the case. But for a looter, it is engaging enough to where it doesn't feel like you're just holding a trigger shooting a gun like every single looter that's out on the market. And just the basis of the combat mechanics leave there to be so much more to be explored. Whether you're just coming in as a casual, or if you're legit taking your time and playing a bit more strategic, you can have your own, again, type of way of playing the game. Or paired with some of the unlockable skill grid combos and southern techniques, you can pull off easy takedowns, breach kills, death blows, and so much more. Now again, as I said a bit earlier, I do plan on making a full breakdown on the combat mechanics as a whole. I'm pretty sure this video is going to be pretty long as is, so I don't want to get into everything, but as I said earlier, there is a lot more to the game than just button mashing when it comes to the combat mechanics in Godfall. And it's actually pretty dope when some of those people who actually pick up the game, who had that same idea that it might just be a button masher, finally get to play it and then come to my comment section and talk about how they actually enjoy the combat. The combat is definitely one of the things I've noticed in Godfall that a lot of people start changing their tune on once they get their hands on it. But again, as I mentioned, definitely stay tuned to the channel for a much more in-depth breakdown on all of the combat mechanics in Godfall, because I will be touching on every single one of them so that, again, people can get a better idea of how everything goes. All of the different combos for each of the weapons, the shield combos, the southern and northern techniques, your different skill grid abilities, how timing attacks work, how polarity attacks work, the rampage meter, your breach bar, the soul shatter, and so much more. So definitely stay tuned to the channel for that if you are interested, and interested in seeing some of it in action at some of the higher level gameplay. So that's pretty much all I got for this video. Again, like I said, I do plan on making multiple videos like this for Godfall, where you might have been wrong about Godfall or just very misinformed. So I'll be breaking down all the misconceptions or just things and questions that I've got a lot in my comment section. And every single one of the videos aren't going to be me just saying how much I love it. Just wait till we get to the story aspect of these videos. But I at least want to give people my fair and unbiased opinion on the game and give this game some credit that it deserves. Again, I think the game is very fun, and it's one of the few games in a long time, looters in particular, where the game has given us everything that they said it would. I mean, we've seen how it was recently with most looters like Avengers and Anthem, where they went back on almost every promise or didn't deliver on anything that was promised, whereas Godfall launched and everything they said was going to be in the game was in the game. And again, it might not have been for everybody, but it is rare that a game does that. They told us what the game was up front, and we got what they said was going to be in it. And like I said, it's rare that companies do that, and I always try to applaud them when they do. But that's enough talking. Like I said, I was going to wrap this up. So thank you all for watching. Like always, if you are a new sub or just viewer and want to know more about Godfall, let me know in the comment section. I will be making more videos, as I said, on Godfall in general, but more in this series as well. So I'll try and answer some of those questions or sneak it into one of my upcoming videos. So again, if you are interested in seeing more Godfall content or have any questions about it, let me know in the comment section below. And if you have Godfall or are planning on picking up Godfall, be sure to join the Discord as well, because we have LFGs where people are constantly playing Godfall. So if you're looking for a group or some people to play with on both PS5 and PC, be sure to hop in the Discord. Link to that is in the video description. So other than that, I am going to call it, guys. Thank you for watching. Like always, be sure to leave a like if you liked the video. If you didn't, still leave a like. I will catch you all on the next one. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the subs. Peace.